Welcome back. In this video we will learn how we can create message activity which will display all of the messages we have received from a particular user, and we will be able to send message to a particular user. So for that I'm just going to create a new activity. I'm just an empty activity and it is going to be message activity. Now I'm going to go to user adapter and just adding a click listener on my item view. On my view dot set on click listener, new on click listener. So whenever this view is clicked, I need to start the message activity by passing that some parameters. And what are those parameters? Those are, let's create an intent, context dot get activity, or you may even pass context, and the second one will be message activity dot class intent dot put extra, and this extra is going to be user ID. I can get user ID from my users dot get user at this position dot get dot ID, and I passed it in. This is integer, so can't be used inside, so we need to make it final. So what we can do is we can create another variable final. For example, position is equal to I, and make it integer, so we can use position here. So now we need to start our activity. We can start activity by using the context dot start activity. Perfect. So now when we get here, we can get just that user ID by just string ID is equal to get intent dot get extra string, and that was user ID, and by default so it will return me the ID that was passed to it. So now I'm going to create some layout of this activity. First of all, if we go to its theme, and I'm going to change its theme to home theme, because we don't want the default action bar in this one. So we will create our custom action bar in it, or that is also called toolbar. So I'm going to create that. Sorry, it needs to be action bar size, and I'm going to attach. Perfect, just remove this margin. Now we need to change its background color to color primary, and then we need to add some things inside this. So we need to add the profile picture of the user we are going to send message. So for that I'm going to use circle image view, and I'm going to make it 40 dp, and then make its gravity. So the other thing we need is the title of the image, sorry, is the name of the user who want to send message. For that I'm going to have text view, and I'm going to add some margin at left. It's going to be 10 dp, and I'm going to give it title txt user name user profile icon, and that's pretty much it. So if I go to now my message activity, now I can link those views. So I'm going to have a circle image view, profile pic, and the second one is going to be text view, and use the V7 toolbar here. So toolbar, and just make it profile pic is equal to find view by id or dot id dot user profile icon, and txt username is going to be find view by id or dot id dot this one. So the next is the toolbar. Perfect. So we have got all of views linked. So now we need to just set the toolbar. So we can do that by just set support action bar, and we can use here the toolbar. And then what we can do is we can enable the back button. For that we can do this by get support action bar dot setup set home as up enabled true, and then we can add is get support action bar dot set let me check this. Actually it's on toolbar dot set navigation on click listener, new on click listener. So we can just finish this activity on this click. So that's pretty much it. Now we need to get the user information that is been passed to us. So we can get that information by just get user info function, and I'm going to make it and just call this one below this. Just don't miss to add try catch here, it often throws exception. And inside finally I'm going to make it, sorry, it should be there. Okay, so now we need to do is we need to get the user information using this ID. So we need to get reference to our firebase database, so just create some variables for database. Database dot database reference ref, and then we go here, firebase database dot is equal to firebase database dot get instance, and firebase reference is equal to firebase database dot get reference and get reference to users, and from the users get a particular user whose ID is this one, and then reference dot set add value event listener, new on value event listener, so now we will get the particular user. Import library and just data snapshot dot get value, and this is going to be user dot class, so this way we will get the particular user, and from this user we need to display some data to that particular activity, and that is the profile pic dot set image. Sorry, I'm going to use glide here again, glide dot with get context dot load, and it's going to load user dot get profile pic URL into target is going to be profile pic, and I should have a check here. If user dot profile pic URL is not equal to null, then do this, else just miss it. We can use assert instead. So make sure to have a try catch here as well, that just gets rid of crashes and print out the exception in the logcat. So we have now the user information like profile pic. The next thing is going to be user txt username dot set text, the username user dot name. Perfect, so we have everything I think ready, so now I need to just run it. So I'm going to click on Ali. So as you can see that it has loaded up with Ali, but it hasn't loaded the image yet. I'll check that out. Let me make another statement here, else just set the image profile pic dot set image resource and get resources, dot get drawable, or dot drawable dot is going to be profile pic in this case. Or we can, what we can do is, let me just, or I'm going to use here the launcher icon. So just I'm going to just launch it again, and one thing I want to see is why it isn't loading the image here. Let's load up with John this time, and it's still saying Ali. Instead I clicked on John, it's still saying Ali, and if I click it on Ali again, that means that so Ali's image is loaded this time. It took some time to load up. That's not a problem. Now the problem is why it is loading the same view again and again. So if I go to user adapter and just remove the statement from here, just make it final and just pass it here. Now just run it again. So if I now click Ali, it's loading up, and if I click now John, it's still loading up Ali. So I have to check that. So there is another way of doing the same stuff, and that's actually by using an interface. This view on click listener isn't working the way we wanted it to work, so I'm going to click create a interface here. Just pass in two things, view and integer position, and I'm going to go to my oh sorry, I have done a little mistake, and that was, let me grab this. We should have append click listener over here, so we can use this item view, and context is not accessible here. So what we can do is, if I make it final, so that is worked. So I have to make it static again, users, and then I is not, so we can get the get adapter position from here is a function which will return the current position of the adapter. So let's check it again. If this still doesn't work, then the solution is only creating the interface. Perfect, so it has worked like a charm. So we have done a fair bit of job in this video, but still one thing is remaining, and that's the back button is not appearing up. So maybe it's that the back button color is changed. So we can go to just our and just set color, just make it we will check that in the next video. Thanks for watching this video, see you in the next video.